The Canadian is 26. Riggs, as I mentioned earlier, is just 21 years old. Our tale of the tape brought to you by Nature's Purest Nutritional Supplements. Well, Doerksen has evolved out of just a pure Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner. He's boxed the last 3 years. He's on a 10-win fight streak, and his opponent, Joe Riggs, knocked out his last 5 fighters. As you see, Steve Mazzagatti is our referee. One streak will end here tonight, either the knockout streak or the win streak. Sizing each other up early.
Nice kick by Doerksen, went a little high.
Doerksen
Riggs just shakes it off.
In the red trunks, Riggs in the black trunks. They touch hands and look to engage.
Doerksen shoots in for a single, nice takedown.
Middleweight.
Good tuck, very nice. Very nice by Doerksen. Good job of getting him to the ground without taking any danger with those fists.
Doerksen in the closed guard of Joe Riggs from Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh, interesting choice. Joe Doerksen might have made a mistake there. It looked like he went to slam him, and in the process, he gave Riggs the opportunity to stand back up. But nice takedown again. Joe Doerksen, very impressive. Oh, and reversal by Riggs. This is a bad spot for Doerksen. He's got to control Riggs' upper body. He's got to hold on to his head, hold on to his arms, tie him up, keep him from raining down with those big, heavy punches.
Riggs has had a lot of success in the smaller shows around the nation. 4-time Desert Quest champion amongst other titles.
Doerksen's locking a hold of Riggs' right arm, and he's getting his legs up high. This is the very good position for Doerksen right here. He's clearing the head, and he's going to look to either get an omoplata shoulder lock. Oh, he lost the arm. He lost the arm, now he's just got to keep him away.
Oh, raining down a big right is Joe Riggs.
I don't think that made impact, though. I think that was blocked.
Trying to follow up with the forearms.
This is what I was talking about before. If Doerksen's got him on the ground and Riggs is on top of him, he's got to do something to secure Riggs' upper body to keep him from raining down with these big shots.
Riggs
there, he's got to hold his arm.
Explode upon his opponent.
Doerksen's back on his feet.
Don't forget, UFC DVDs distributed by Studio Works Entertainment, now at Blockbuster. Ultimate Knockouts 1 and 2. UFCs 43, 44, 45, and 46. 47 comes out into the month. 48 in October. And look around Christmas time for UFC 49 and Ultimate Knockouts 3. UFC DVDs now available.
Nice takedown by Joe Riggs. He had secured double underhooks. Took Doerksen down. Doerksen looks like he's got a pretty good guard here. But again, he's got to hold him down. There he goes. He's got to keep Riggs from raining down those big shots.
Now you can see that Joe Riggs is an extremely strong man and still looks huge at 185, a man who, as you mentioned, Joe, once fought at 300 pounds.
It's hard to believe looking at his body. He doesn't look like a guy who used to be 300 pounds. He's not all stretched out. Nice. Nice half guard double underhook sweep by Joe Doerksen. Lining up on top. If he can get his head out, he might be able to secure the mount here. He's got his head out. Now he's got to try to pull Riggs away from the fence. Suck him away from the fence. No, Riggs. Good job by Riggs in getting back to his feet. Doerksen's got a hold of a leg, drops to the ground, tries to roll over in a sweep. Now he's on his back, butterfly guard with double underhooks. This is actually a good position for Doerksen. He might be able to sweep from here.
Doerksen feeling very much like Riggs that this is a landmark in his career to have a chance to fight in the UFC.
This position is actually very dangerous for Joe Riggs. He can get swept here. Whenever a guy's got double underhooks, see, there he goes, he reins up. Whenever a guy's got double underhooks, he's basically controlling your body. Nice kick from the ground. I guess that is a rule violation. Joe Riggs is trying to stomp, and I guess you can't stomp the down fighter. You can only kick to the legs.
A kick to a downed opponent in the body and not the head is okay. The stop is what Mazzagatti warned him about.
So you can kick, but you can't stomp.
Correct.
Interesting.
So Mazzagatti stepped in just a moment, but still impressive here in round one.
Joe Doerksen's doing a really good job of avoiding damage in these exchanges. And a good job of tying Joe Riggs up when he gets him to the ground. But now as the fight goes on, now these guys are getting slippery. Now they're sweating profusely, and it's going to be much harder for Joe Doerksen to secure a submission. It's going to be harder to hold him down.
Well, the Canadian had his hands full in the first round. Riggs looking very impressive to Diesel in his UFC debut. Here we go, round two. Give round one to Joe Riggs.
Oh, that just sounded like right on the cuff.
Again.
That sounded like a balloon popping.
Wow. We saw that earlier in the Eilers fight, too.
Ouch.
The Justin Eilers-Mike Kyle fight.
That's two in a row. I don't think they're intentional, but that's just something that happens when you go for inside leg kicks. Inside leg kicks, meaning a kick that lands to the inside of the thigh. You know, when you're throwing a strike, it's very difficult to gauge distance. When guys move in, when they move back, when you're throwing a punch or a kick as they're doing it, people clash. Let's take a look at it. It's not intentional. I'm sure he just meant to kick the thigh, but here it is. Bang! On the button. Just right in there. And you see Joe Doerksen's reaction. He apologizes immediately. And he's not known as a dirty fighter.
And in this situation, Joe Riggs has as much time as he needs to regain his composure.
The first one that Joe Riggs caught, he just shook it off immediately, and this one he laughed at.
Yeah, he's saying, please don't do that again.
Oh, big right hand.
Good combination.
Excuse me, left hand.
Doerksen again in the red. Riggs in the black trunks. Riggs had good control in round one.
Good job by Doerksen getting double underhooks. And good, by Riggs of getting double underhooks. I'm getting him confused now.
I should have never brought up the one Joe must go, Joe.
Too many Joes on this table.
There's Riggs on top.
Good job by Doerksen covering up.
Bam. Speaking of releases, how about the UFC soundtrack? Ultimate Beatdowns Volume 1 Metal, featuring tracks from metal powerhouses Slayer, Hate, Greed, and Damage Plan. Chuck Liddell also hooks up with some of the metal artists that are now on the UFC soundtrack. Look for it in stores. For all your information on UFC merchandise and the fighters, always check it out at UFC.tv. Mike Glover, Joe Rogan, glad to be with you tonight. Sold out UFC 49, Unfinished Business, MGM Grand Garden Arena. So exciting, we haven't talked about it. Still ahead for the light heavyweight championship, Randy Couture and Vitor Belfort.
Missing some nice sweep attempts here by Joe Doerksen. He was using inside butterflies to try to move and manipulate Joe Riggs around. But Joe Riggs, to his credit, has avoided all of them. And he's still very dangerous here. When he gets a chance to rise up, you see how he faked him, he looked away and then threw a right hand. He's a little frustrated here. He hasn't been able to do any damage to Joe Doerksen inside his guard. That's a credit to Doerksen. Very good defense. Joe Doerksen's legs are up high. He's trying to control Joe Riggs' body and either secure a submission or at the very least try to avoid this. This is when he's dangerous. Oh, Joe Riggs looking for a triangle. Excuse me, Joe Doerksen looking for a triangle. That's like did it again.
There's a good shot by Riggs up top.
Good elbow inside by Riggs.
They've got to stay busy on the ground or Mazzagatti will stand them up. That defines busy right there.
I hear from Doerksen's corner, they keep saying, looking for the triangle, look for the triangle.
And as you said a moment ago, he tried to apply it once. Riggs, a big, powerful man.
You hear Riggs' corner asking him to please stand up. Riggs got side control. Bad spot for Doerksen. Big shots.
Riggs is
big elbow.
Down shots now.
Excellent composure by Joe Doerksen under fire. He took some big shots by Joe Riggs there.
The Diesel with the big forearm.
Another one.
And
big
that cut him. That cut him over. That opened up the right eye of his opponent. And Riggs is trying to finish it. That was a huge shot.
That's a big cut right right there. Steve Mazzagatti might have to stop this and have a doctor look at it. There's some nasty blood pouring out of Joe Doerksen's face here.
That was the right elbow, and he continues to run. It's all over. It's all over. Doerksen has tapped out, and Joe Riggs reigns victorious.
Wow. Very impressive.
Immediately, Doerksen receives medical attention. But it was that forearm that opened him up right in front of our vantage point.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Steve Mazzagatti has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 39 seconds of the second round. For the winner by tap out, Joe Diesel Riggs.
So Joe Riggs finishes off Joe Doerksen and does it in impressive fashion. The Phoenician finds himself on the UFC map. Joe Rogan.
Joe Riggs, congratulations on your big victory. Talk us through it. Tell us how it felt.
Well, I'm sorry I didn't get his knockup on the feet. I'm usually a stand-up fighter, but he wanted the ground game. He's a tough fighter, so I knocked him out on the ground.
Now, was he frustrating you at all with his guard? It looked like it was taking a long time for you to land some big blows inside.
Yeah, he was. He's a great guard player. Joe's a great fighter. He makes a lot of people look bad, but not me today.
Not you today. Let's take a look at the knockout. Talk us through it.
You know, I hit him the big elbow, his cut. He was hurt, so, I mean, I faked back for an ankle lock, come with an elbow, cut him up. I carved him up.
Damn!
Oh!
Damn! Are you kidding me? Everybody falls. Everybody falls.
Right here. Ready? They all fall. They all fall to the Diesel, baby. They all fall. That's like 11 out of my last 12 knockouts. You like it? I love it.
Well, congratulations. I'm sure the crowd loved it too. Joe Riggs, ladies and gentlemen.
And let me thank my sponsors. I got to thank Security Mortgage in Phoenix, Arizona. Thank Preferred Chiropractic. I thank Pro Mouth Guards, the boys from Tap Out, my trainers, Trevor and Todd Lawley, my training partner, Matt Lucas, Steve Steinbeis. Thank you all, baby. Thank you, Phoenix. My dad, Jason, Andy, I love you guys.
Congratulations. Back to you, Goldie.
So as I said, one streak comes to an end, the win streak for Doerksen, but make it an even half dozen, 6 straight knockouts for Joe Riggs.